Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Rope Punch podcast. This episode was recorded on the 7th of April and it was just me, Carl, and Josh on this one. I wanted to apologise a bit about the audio quality in this podcast. You can hear me fine, as you probably would love to anyway, but you can also hear my breathing a lot and Josh's voice is really crap. Basically what happened was the computer didn't seem to want to actually record Josh's voice. He was coming through on the headset fine when I was recording it all, but it only recorded one track out of the two. So I've had to play around with the audio and level it out and increase a lot of the lower audio so you can hear him through my microphone, but also that means that you can hear some of my breathing and other disturbing noises during the video. Apart from that, it was quite a good episode. We talked about Borderlands 2, the Game of the Year edition, Red Lake, which is an awful game, and Dragon Age Inquisition as well, again. And we also talked about Easter eggs, being the Easter holidays and stuff has just gone. So we went over our now tradition of talking about video game and other Easter eggs and other media and stuff as well. And we got some audience input for the first time as well. So I reached out to everyone and wanted to see what they had to say about their favourite Easter eggs and whatnot. And that's something we're going to do a lot more from now on, is reach out to everyone and get them involved in the actual episodes and what they think and what they would like us to talk about and their opinions and stuff. Yeah, so thank you for listening to this episode. Now, let's get on with it then. Welcome to the Rope Punch Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Carl. This is episode 70. I am your host, Carl Lipscomb, and today I'm joined by the giggling Josh Crunden and no one else. As you can see, it's a lot more intimate camera. I'm vaguely in focus, I think, this week.
You're looking in focus.
Yeah.
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 You look good.
Good. I look good. So, alright. Shit. We just moved straight on to the last week of our lives.
This week I've been playing Borderlands 2 since I bought the Game of the Year edition a few weeks back when it came out in the Steam sale, which is annoying because I bought that just before they announced and released the Handsome edition, so I was pretty annoyed by that. But again, it's an old game, so they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Whenever I jump on the sort of the trail of it, but loving it, brilliant game, love the characters, love the art style.
Yeah.
Why I hated, well, I didn't hate the first one, but I liked the first one. They got very bored of it very quickly, but this one they seem to keep alive a lot better.
Yeah, funny thing is, I think the second one's better than the first one, yet I completed the first one. I didn't actually complete the second one, and I bought the season pass for the second one, and I haven't played a single bit of DLC from it.
No, because with this collection you get all the DLC to start with. You can start it whenever you just go into a certain area.
Yeah.
I was looking for an area where a character was because I wanted to show someone this character, and I was like, where? And I just kept activating all this DLC. I think they're over at this place. I sort of arrived there, gives you a little cutscene. So, oh shit, I just keep activating all the DLC. I want to start the DLC.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I've been going over Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes again, just because I love it. Even if it is a glorified demo for money, I really like it, and I'm really anticipating the Phantom Pain that's coming out in September.
Yeah. Kojima's last Metal Gear. You sad?
I'm sure about what's going on with Silent Hill PT.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's coming. As far as I know, Kojima had very little to actually do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I think his Productions was making it, so that allowed them to put his name on it. But I think apparently it's mostly a Del Toro game. Kojima's not really got much. I saw some stuff like the other day, an article like it's being cancelled because they were making it on the Fox engine and Kojima's not going to let them use the Fox engine. But I was looking into it and it was like the Fox engine is made by Kojima Productions. Kojima Productions is owned by Konami, so Konami own the Fox engine.
Yeah.
Kojima doesn't own the Fox engine.
No, I know.
So that article's absolute fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, so I don't know. I think it's going to happen. Development might slow down for like a month or two, but apart from that, like, I'm pretty sure it's going to still happen. They may have to move it onto a different studio because Kojima, even though it's been renamed to Konami something, it's everyone's pretty much been kicked out of that studio because everyone's been put onto contracts rather than permanent staff.
Kojima doing that. Not that I'm saying that he should run Metal Gear into the ground by overdoing it. He said that if they want to continue doing it, they can. As long as they advise him on it, or he advises them on certain bits of it, but he's not going to be an active member of it, which says to me that they are interested in doing other things. Series, which might be great, you know. If they play as someone different for a bit and change up the style. Like, say, if you were to play as Rob Ocelot, I'd love that. But as long as they don't run it into the ground and ruin it.
What I've heard, some people think's going to happen, and I agree. I feel it's going to turn into a bit like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
They might annualise it or biannualise it, and I think that's what they're doing, and that's probably why Kojima and Konami had a falling out, is because like they want to make it more regular, and he's like, no, it has to be every so and so years. But I don't think it
impact if you do it yearly.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I like Assassin's Creed, but if you do it yearly, it's like, well, it's not going to be that much different.
Yeah.
A few new things, but it's not going to be, you know. I guess, although we get impatient as gamers, you have to understand the process that the developers go through. And it's like with modern warfare games and Call of Duty, you kind of expect, well, if they can churn 2 out in a year, you kind of think, well, there's not a lot of effort going into it. Because amount of time does signify...
They do 1 a year, not 2.
Whatever. Signify...
1 and DLC.
Time equals quality. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
You're good at something. But definitely to me, if you can crack them out quite quickly...
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Not spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do get the other anticlimactic... thing like Duke Nukem Forever, it's like, 10 years, and it was shit.
Yeah. No, I think for most games, biannually is a good amount of time, because obviously they can start other parts of the team can start before that first one's out. Because, say, concept artists and stuff can start on the second game before the first one's even released.
Yeah.
So biannually, that's what 2.5 to 3 years maybe on development of a game. So that kind of space gives you enough freedom. But yeah, depending on the style of game, if it's something like Metal Gear, especially because there's so many cutscenes and stuff in it, which I don't think is a bad thing, you do need a bit of a longer time because you also need time to freaking write, make, and render those. They're not
about the huge amount of exposition you get given, but it's kind of.
That's what the game is.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't walk into a Metal Gear game and not think that's what's going to happen. I still haven't. Every single game people have complained. It's like I can understand going from Metal Gear to Metal Gear Solid, because the original Metal Gear games were on really low power, so they didn't have that kind of thing.
Yeah, but not only that, they were really vague on the other side of things. Big Boss is, this guy is bad. You need to.
Yeah.
He has Metal Gear.
Yeah,
okay, I'll do that. What the fuck is Metal Gear?
Yeah, it's so weird how they jumped from Metal Gear 1 and 2 to Metal Gear Solid, and suddenly Metal Gear Solid, the storyline is just so expansive and so convoluted, and then it just gets even weirder. But it's how did you look at this game and be like, you know what, I want to make another one of those games, but we're gonna write it like this.
But it's the early ones, Metal Gear. So this is your old war buddy, Grey Fox. You've known him for years. He fought with you at so he's like, so you're like, hang on, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Who are you? I don't even know you. There's been no explanation of that. Yeah, you've known him for a long time. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Whereas in the other one, again, I'm not complaining because I love the fact that it's an interactive movie. That's why I like these games. It's it fleshes out his backstory and stuff like that. You actually know why you know him, why you're friends with him, and why your ideals are.
Yeah.
But in that, it's just sort of he's your friend, cool. Hi.
But it's not like it's not like it's a walking like a Telltale's game or something where there's not much gameplay. There's like fucking hours and hours of gameplay in there. Like it's not like you're watching a movie and you run, shoot a few enemies, and then you're watching another movie again. No. It's like you're doing quite a lot of stuff in between. Like it may not feel it, but that's because you're actively doing stuff. It just feels like the cutscenes are longer than the rest of it because you're not.
Do sort of like you shoot a few guys, then it's more cutscene. It is literally the sort of not tutorial, I guess, but sort of
like the setup of what this story is, and yeah.
Because they need to give you the exposition.
Yeah.
If you didn't get any, you'd be like, well, what the fuck was the point? What was I doing?
Yeah.
Am I the bad guy? So.
Well. That's another story. You're the bad guy.
That's another story for to be released in 3 years.
Yeah.
Time has passed, and it's interesting again.
Yeah, but the other thing I was saying about it being Assassin's Creed is one was annualized, but also you could jump to other characters and fuck off, and they've already Jesus Christ.
Unprofessional.
And they've already done a fuck off fucking thing. They've already jumped through time periods and stuff, so you could even do Assassin's Creed in a way that it's jumping around different times at time points, and like this is what happened in this point in this war, and there was a Metal Gear involved somehow. Like as long as you loosely tie a thing to that's what I'm saying. They've already done that, but every time the characters, apart from 2, have been some form of big boss.
Yeah,
I'd say Snake, but Big Boss was the original one. They've always been some form of that, so like it hasn't jumped around different characters, and even 2, you're still in the you're still close to where Snake was. Yeah. Like he was still actually there. It's not like that story had nothing to do with Snake at all.
No.
But yeah, and more and they need more stuff with Raiden in it, and they could also maybe.
Raiden sticks with that's what the difference between Metal Gear.
Well, that's
Rising and Metal Gear Solid. Rising is I think they want to do more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They can do more Rising
because they can do more. It's not so much stealth; it's more fighting and cut and slash.
See, the original idea for Rising that they said was happening was it was going to be a lot more stealthy, and it's going to be like a ninja game, but like a futuristic ninja game. That spoke way more to me than what the game ended up being.
I still like Rising.
I'm not really into like hack and slash games, but I played the demo and I did actually really enjoy it.
I played the demo and then bought the game because I thought, I know I'm not getting Metal Gear out of this. I know it's in the same universe.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to get what I want out of a Metal Gear Solid game, but I do want to play it because that demo just slice you.
Yeah.
Out your spine because it's stuff that I need.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And it made a nice change of pace from the sort of, Colonel, I need to get over there. But yeah, that's pretty much been the last week of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What have you done?
I played an awful game called Red Lake. That game, you should not play it. I looked at the reviews on Steam, and they said mixed. So I looked into the reviews, and I looked at the negative reviews. I didn't look at a single positive review for it. And all the negative reviews made me laugh so much, I bought the game. It was only $1.99, but still, they were all like, some of the reviews were like, yeah, you're going through, it's like, ghost foxes, ghost cats and UFOs, and I was like, game bought. I have no idea what this game is. Ghost cats and UFOs, I want this game. And it was like apparently loads of trippy stuff, but I just had an awful experience with it. It just kept like, whenever you die, it's a survival horror. Sorry, so it's a survival horror. You're going through this like town. Well, it's not really a town. It's just like an open expanse. It's a very like rural town, I guess. You're going through this first-person shooter survival horror, and the first enemy that I actually encountered was some dogs. So badly animated. They're barking at you, but their mouth is just open, and they're just running at you. They don't bite you; they just run into you. Yeah. And you can just stand on their face, and you're just moving backwards as they're trying to get you, but they still kill you doing that. You don't know how hurt you are. There's a heart, and it just slowly turns more red. But it's not like it turns completely red, and it's not like a bar going up, it's just the whole thing colour changing, but doesn't go completely red and then you're dead. It goes slightly a little bit red, so it's like you don't know in that vague point. Yeah,
It goes to how you're gonna die.
yeah. I don't know if there's any way to heal yourself or anything either, but so I died, start again, and you're spawned with the same amount of bullets you had as when you died. It's like, well, that's not fair. So I did it, died, spawned again, had 0 bullets. So I was like, how the fuck am I meant to do this at all? So
Checkpoint that you go back to, it's a respawn.
yeah, it restarts you at the start of the level. Like, I hadn't really got that far through the first level.
Wasted all your bullets.
Yeah, and I don't know how, but I didn't really see much in that game. I saw a ghost leopardy cat thing, which was weird. A man that teleported and black stuff came out of him, and it made a big jump scare noise, and then he disappeared, which made me shit myself. But unfortunately, that bit, because I started the game and it felt really janky, and I had it on top graphics, so it's like, oh, I'll put it down a bit, because I tested it and it was fine. But obviously recording it's used a bit more, so I was like, I'll put it down a bit, and then I went back into it, and it still felt janky, and I was like, oh, it's not the frame rate's bad, it's just the game is janky. It's like when it runs, it doesn't like have like the sway of a normal game if they do something like that. It like bobs really harsh side to side, so you go hey 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 like that, and it's like, wow, like obviously like that, like every normal person does.
You don't bother.
Yeah, my head is perfectly still.
The ground never moves.
Yeah.
It just floats.
Yeah.
It floats under your feet. And you're like,
Yeah, that's how I want. Is that not how you want?
I should see me doing the marathon.
You have like a concussion by the end of it.
It feels like.
Yes, I didn't get far through it at all. And I bought it because I just wanted to let's play it. Is the reason why I bought it.
Bad review and thought that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I thought it'd be funny to let's play because it sounded so fucking weird, and I did see some reason chapter 2 opened up for me, so I was like, I had a quick look at chapter 2, and it was like really fucking weird. It was like nighttime. There was just these orbs everywhere, these glowing orbs, and then it had more ghost cats, and I was like, that looks weird, I want to see that, so I may try and force myself through getting through it. But I would have got there, but there was other issues as well, like whenever I was doing stuff and then the game had crashed a few times. Other things like I couldn't actually work out how to close down the game. So anytime I wanted to come out the game for certain reasons, like with recording and stuff, and as I closed down the game, it wouldn't work, so I tried to exit out in the start bar, and it just crashed and then crashed the computer. And that happened about 3 times, and I had to restart the computer each time. So there was just loads of hurdles involved in playing this bad game anyway. No, if it was a good game and I went through those hurdles, I'd be annoyed, but I'd be like, well, it's alright because I'm having fun. But like when it had that and then I couldn't play it because I didn't have bullets, so I had to restart again. I was at the start point of the entire game anyway. It wasn't a big deal, but it's the fact of having to go out and then come back in again and stuff like that. So it's just annoying. But yeah, it was. I'll upload the Let's Play, and if people want to see, it's not up yet. I haven't looked at editing it yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'll have a look at editing and get it out. But once people have a look at it, if people are like, I want to see more of this game, then I'll do more.
I want to see you get jumped.
But
that's what I want to see. I want to see you get jumped.
Yeah, that jump scare was it's the thing. It's recorded, but because I'd come out the game and gone back in, I'd forgot to start recording the game again, so I can't actually use that bit.
Ugh.
But what I might do is I might just put in that big scare that I had at the end of the video. And also Liz has been playing Dragon Age loads recently, as you saw when you came in, And
Playing it when I came in, she was sitting with the pause screen on because I like the music.
so and she's completed it now. She started playing it probably about just under a week ago, I think. She's completed it and started another one and is near halfway.
Have you completed it yet?
No, that's the thing.
You kept starting.
That's the thing. I've played probably around about 200 hours of that game.
And not completed it.
Actually, probably over 200 hours. One of my characters had 120 hours. One had 40. Another one, I think, had probably about 20. And then there's other ones which have had like around 10 or under. So, yeah, I've definitely put in over 200 hours. But now I've settled down with the character that I want. So I'm going to go through and I'm actually going to complete it, and that's why it's got me into doing it. No, I'm not let's playing it just because there's so much downtime in that game. I feel like there'd be a lot to edit out.
Yeah.
So I
do a lot of jump cutting.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I do that enough of Dying Light, but there's a lot more fun stuff happening in like the running between places, and it's a hell of a lot more condensed than Dragon Ages.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Age, you'll just be running from place to place. Dying Light, you're constantly interacting with stuff in the environment when you're running around. There's always zombies there. There's always something going to happen. There's like a random encounter, stuff like that. Like there's stuff in Dragon Age. There might be a random encounter, but they're a lot more random because like you're playing the game for so long. It can't be generating them as quickly. But yeah, I still haven't completed Dying Light yet either. But I'm going to do a stream of that soon. I have to plan it with you to be able to do it because you're going to come in as a volatile.
Yeah, no worries.
So I have to see when you're available, when I can do it.
You're not going to win.
Yeah. So I've got a plan of that, what that's going to be. So it's all going to be nighttime gameplay. You're going to come in as a volatile briefly. I'm going to go into my first quarantine zones. And I'll do the next storyline mission that I've got to do as well. So I want to make it a bit varied and exciting for people to have. I'll tell you when I'm playing it, but don't tell me when you're going to come in as the volatile.
Okay, just come in and run.
Yeah. Like, don't spend the entire time in the game in there because otherwise I probably won't be able to advance in the game. But yeah, if you come in like and just fuck me over and then kill me, and then I get weirded out or stressed or something, and then just keep hunting me for a bit. I don't know. It doesn't tell you when someone comes in, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Well, you can just pop in, and even if it says, I might miss it anyway, because I might be like.
Oh, you won't miss it.
No, I mean I might miss the message.
All right.
I might miss a message saying that you've popped in because I'll be involved in something like fighting off some zombies.
What I'm saying is the game will tell you. It will tell you in a big way that a volatile has entered.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
It'll be like, oh shit, shit's gonna get fucked up.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it would like be like a little message in the corner, like so and so's joined your game, and then you just get a volatile in your face out of nowhere.
Find out when it happens.
Yeah, I have had that happen. I had someone join my game as a volatile, but I was out the room.
All right.
Yeah, and then I came in and I was in a different place, and it was like it said that there was someone there, and I was in a safe zone, and I think they had been there for fucking ages, so they'd killed me, and then it put me in the safe zone, and they couldn't get to me, and I was just standing there, and they must have been like waiting for me to come out, and then I was just like, I'm really too tired to bother with this, and just put the game to solo. So this guy is standing there waiting for me to come out for like 10 minutes, and then I just kick him out the game. And it's like, for fuck's sake. But that was just some random person. I don't know who that was. But yeah, that would be fun to do. I'm going to rage a lot, but apparently people like watching me rage.
That's good.
So, yeah. I'll
I enjoy making you rage. I enjoy scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing in the forest. Jesus! You just look at the seagulls like, stop burning on my fire, seagull! Jesus! 0 to 60.
Yeah, I'm going to do a stream of forest soon as well. But...
Okay. What have we got this week?
So, should we take a quick break and then we'll come back with the main topic thing?
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Ever have piles?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, use our new pile sander.
Where will you be when diarrhea strikes? At the office.
At the circus.
Have to say, look at the clouds, honey. Ah! At the zoo? Well, at least there'll be a team to clean it up. Look at that elephant. Shit.
And we're back. So, right, we're going to talk, since it's Easter.
Hey.
It was, anyway, a few days ago.
Makes you an Easter egg.
They don't understand that.
I know they won't, but I do. That's all that matters.
You should have pointed that out to Liz.
Haven't yet.
So we're going to talk about, we're making this a yearly thing now of talking about video game Easter eggs. Eggs.
We're going to have a song for that. Easter egg, where you'll find an Easter egg. I found one! Easter eggs.
There we go.
There you go.
So yeah, the instead of looking them up myself, I couldn't be bothered to go through the work of that. So I got other people to do it for me. And I went out to...
What are you paying them? Rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice each for each Easter egg. Yeah, I went out to listeners and friends and people in gaming groups that I'm in and said, would you like to tell me what your favourite Easter eggs are, and I will mention you in the podcast. And I did that, and the first one was going back to Metal Gear Solid, as we were talking about. The first one is from Patrick Lynch Lawler.
Hello, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
And his is the Raven action figure in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Raven?
Yeah. I thought it's not really an Easter egg, but it was quite a funny moment.
It kind of
It's
is, because you go around a corner.
You
the shadow.
yeah, and you're like, shit, like gonna have to fight him.
This
Like,
turns out to be a little BB toy that fires BBs and goes,
yeah.
I think it laughs. I might be wrong.
I think
It's the sound of the gun charge. It's like the sound of the Vulcan, the minigun charging up, isn't it? It's like.
it might be. I can't remember, but yeah,
I
that.
have to comment on that one because I haven't played Metal Gear 2 in. Actually, no, I did play it last year on the. So I should know.
Should know.
I gamed that to shit, and I even gamed that to shit when I had it on PS2 when it first
Yeah.
came out. So I
That-
love that.
That was a really. I didn't play Metal Gear Solid 1, so I didn't really understand. But my brother was like, "That's Raven from 1," and I was like, "Oh."
Thirst for his blood. That was a pretty cool little.
It was a fun moment, though. I was going to look up some of these and check what they were for the ones that I don't understand, but I didn't have time.
So there was a great one there that never actually happened. You got on the record.
Yeah.
Oh, if you do this.
No, some of them were worse. They're just really vague. They're just really. Fraser Spartan Mills says all of Call of Duty Zombie Easter eggs were good fun. I don't play Call of Duty Zombies, so I have played them a little bit, and there was Easter eggs in them, but I don't remember what they were. So yeah.
I know one was if you look down your scope on the roof of a map on zombies using a sniper, and you stare at the fireworks for long enough, you get a jump scare.
Oh really?
I know that was one, which was interesting because I thought, you've designed this huge map, why wouldn't players want to look around it? No! Or is it, if you look at the moon, it's either you look at the moon or fireworks, or shoot it, or something happens.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a Call of Duty player, but I know that happens.
The other one is a picture that I'll show you and have to put in the podcast.
Who's it from?
It's from the same guy.
Thank you for the picture, Fraser.
Yeah, Fraser.
Thank you for the picture, Fraser.
And it's from the Order 1866, and it is quite a cool one.
Yeah?
It's something you can pick up, and you can pick up and interact with things, obviously, in Order 1866. And yeah, one of them is a toy plushie of Sackboy, which is quite funny. Yeah, from Little Big Planet, yeah, if you didn't know. Who doesn't know who Sackboy is, though?
Some people don't.
No, some people don't. Can't expect you all to know.
You should. See me after class. 2 out of 10.
Henrique Medina says, the Easter egg in Final Fantasy IX inside Liblum weapon shop. I didn't play Final Fantasy IX.
I did, but I can't remember that Easter egg.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy IX is my favourite Final Fantasy, which I'll probably get a lot of hate for.
This is from Ernie Vineyard,
Hello, Ernie.
and he's a good friend of mine in a gaming forum and watches all my Let's Plays, so thank you, Ernie. And his one, though the game wasn't the best, Alien Colonial Marines, the Spaceballs Easter egg.
Yeah.
I didn't play Colonial Marines.
But I'd be interested to know what the Spaceballs Easter egg
Yeah.
Because Spaceballs was a fun film.
I was going to have a look up on these on my laptop, but my laptop's not working yet, so and I'm not going to go through on this because I hate using tablets.
Surely when you edit this, you can snap them up on the screen.
Yeah, I will. That's a really good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. You had already seen a few of these pictures of them. But yeah, I'll put up pictures or videos of the Easter eggs. So then, oh fucking hell! Next one is from Ernie again. The Easter egg in Donkey Kong Country and Tropical Freeze with the hidden background images in a few of the levels. Unfortunately, I've never played either of those two either, so I don't know. Curtis Orkerman. This is an interesting one.
Hello, Curtis.
I had no idea about this at all.
Yeah.
Right. I used to love the Easter eggs on the old PS1 demo discs. You could flip the thumbnails to reveal hidden codes behind them to get to way cool hidden demos and videos. I found about the Armored Core franchise this way as a kid.
Shit off. Really?
Yeah.
This PlayStation 1?
PS1, yeah.
I'll have to dig out Demo 1 and find out.
It was the old underground PlayStation Underground discs, so I guess it's a certain magazine then. He says you could subscribe to get quarterly demo discs by snail mail. Oh, okay. So it wasn't like the proper like demo one and stuff, but
Right.
that was interesting for in that time to be doing something like that. Really, like messing with people in a way, but also you're hiding promotional content. Like surely the like whoever made I can't remember who made Armored Core now, but their publisher can't have been that happy
Yeah, exactly.
that you're like, yeah,
It's a secret.
yeah,
No, we want people to play it.
yeah.
No, it'll be fun. No, we want people to play it. What else we got?
And he also says unlocking Cloud as a playable in Final Fantasy Tactics is also one of my favourites, if that even counts as an Easter egg.
Wait, you can play as Cloud in Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I'm gonna have some gaming when I get home.
yeah.
How do I do this?
There's quite a lot. Like I would count like, so if it's a strange way you come across like an unlockable character.
Well, it's almost like a cameo Easter egg, isn't it? It's almost like a bonus. Hey, you loved him so much, why not?
Yeah, there's a few games that do stuff like that.
I'd say it is an Easter egg, really.
Yeah,
It might not be a strict Easter egg if you want to bring up the rule book on Easter eggs. Not that I know whether one of the unwritten rule book, but I'd say it's in the same ballpark of it.
yeah.
In the same sort of, you could class it as one.
I think. Wait, one sec.
I really liked them personally for Easter eggs. I love how Left 4 Dead and Dead Rising, as they brought out more games, did a sort of call and response nod to each other in Easter.
Yeah,
Like in the original Dead Rising, you got an achievement for killing the population of Willamette, which was 59,000 something. I think I did it once to unlock the achievement for that, which took me hours. Sorry. And in Left 4 Dead, if you read some of the messages on the walls, one of them said, "I killed this many like that number, an extra digit on the end, or not an extra digit, but one number up from the original."
yeah,
And I think it was either in the second one it did another callback and said it was by Frank West,
yeah,
to Otis. But then in the second Dead Rising, I think they made a point that Left 4 Dead had made a nod to it, so they made a nod to the nod that they got.
yeah.
It's this whole sort of like, oh, you're mentioning us, are you? Well, we'll mention you back.
Right, I've had this from two different people. So I've got Lars Berglund Johansen and Jordan Cleveley.
And thank you, Jordan.
Both say Mr. Toots from Red Faction Armageddon, or as Lars says, that unicorn in Red Faction that shoots laser rainbows out of its arse.
I never found that in Red Faction.
It's Red Faction Armageddon, not the first one. But which one was Armageddon? Armageddon was.
Armageddon came out after the one where you can destroy loads of shit.
Was it the one?
You can destroy loads of shit in both of them.
Yeah, was it after the Yeah, it was after Gorilla, wasn't it? Gorilla was the where you had the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Armageddon was the weird one where you had a gun that could recreate the stuff you destroyed.
I never played Armageddon.
Yeah, I only played the demo of Armageddon.
Number 1, number 2, I was addicted to. I loved number 2.
Yeah, 2 I was as well. Yeah.
And,
Gorilla.
Gorilla, yes. Sorry, you just said it, but I just really like Gorilla because it's like I don't really like that building.
Yeah.
Down with my sledgehammer, that leg, and the tower just went.
Gorilla was cool for like how they brought in more physics and stuff into it.
It was a good game, but it was practically just trying to showcase the physics engine.
Yeah.
What we can do now, look, bonk, bonk, bonk.
Yeah, and now I feel they should do something more. Now they should do another Red Faction.
Yeah.
Now that consoles have got even more powerful in PCs and stuff, and you could have some really fun physics in that.
Faction was one of those games that first brought about the whole. No, look,
Yeah.
you can blow a hole in this wall if you want. You can just cut right through. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And obviously in the first one it was like, well, no, mainly these walls are destructible, and then in the second one it was really sort of like destroyable
Yeah.
scenery. It was like, wow, you can just launch a rocket there, and that will fall down and kill him.
Yeah, we like I used to play like team death matches with my friend, and we would be like the two of us just against the AI because there wasn't really like internet stuff, and you just play around and you'd go. There was one level where it's basically Blood Gulch from Halo, so it's 2 bases on either side, but that really condensed, so it's just one square valley with 2 giant bases on either side, like I don't know, like 5 seconds run from each one, and on the top of each base was a rocket launcher, so you just run up and you just grab the rocket launcher and you just blow the shit out of the walls on the other one, so it's just like some floors, and you just shooting from either side at each other, and people just running underneath and stuff. That was well fun. But yeah, I did see this. It wasn't so hidden because there was promotional stuff when the game was coming out about Mr. Toots. I completely forgot about it. I had to look it up. And yeah, it's literally a rainbow, a unicorn gun that shoots laser rainbows out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting one. Right, I may have to actually look this one up because I'm not sure what it is. Who is it? Joseph McKennell says,
Thank you, Joseph.
Ghost Girl in the Pokemon games.
In all the Pokemon games?
Just says in the Pokemon games. So I don't know about a single Ghost Girl.
I can't think clearly because I listened to a few really good Pokemon creepypastas the other day, and now I'm sort of like, did that
See,
happen?
that's
Did
what
that not happen?
that's what I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, you probably missed Pokemon's new Ghost Girl. I think it might just be like an NPC that is in every one of the games that maybe just talks about ghosts.
Because it made it sound like Ghost Girl. I was like, you're being stalked by a ghost.
Yeah, I thought it was like an actual girl who is a ghost, and like,
Clearly.
yeah, that's what at first I was like, is it just a thing from Lavender Town? Is that what he's talking about? But Carlos Castillo says the GTA 4 Statue of Liberty heart Easter egg.
How can I forget about that?
That was a creepy one.
That one
Like,
pretty much-
if you-
Why is the Statue of Happiness alive?
Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos, for sending that.
Yeah, we can actually talk about this one and describe it what it was. It was it's Statue of Happiness, was it called? Yeah, it's the in-game version of the Statue of Liberty, and if you like fly a helicopter onto it and then walk inside, there's a giant beating heart that is wrapped in chains. I guess insinuating that it was a real person or something, a giant that's
There was
like,
a sign outside the door saying like you shouldn't be in here or something.
yeah.
Yeah, something I
I think that does the door. I don't think the door even opens. I think you just pass through the door.
realised through the door.
Yeah.
I think it says something like you shouldn't go in here.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Again, Ernie Vineyard says Little Rocket Man, and Little Rocket Man is the name of the achievement for sending the gnome to space in Half-Life 2. I never played Half-Life 2, so you may
I remember that.
you remember that, yeah?
Oh, I love the physics engine in Half-Life 2. The space engine.
What do you know what you had to do to send that up there?
Well, obviously you had to use. I think you used the gravity gun.
Oh, I forget there was a gravity gun in that game. Yeah, as I said, I've never played it.
Again, that although obviously there was a huge story behind Half-Life 2, that there were points in that game where they're like, check out what we've, look at our new engine and look how shiny it is. There was a point where you meet up with Eli Vast and he's like, check out this sample we've got here while I do some calculation, basically while you're waiting for a character to arrive. And there's this 2 buttons so you can rotate this basically this rock that's translucent, shiny, and you have 2 buttons to spin it that way, and it's got light passing through it. So you basically rotate it to see how the light, because it's not smooth, it's uncut and rough and jagged.
Yeah.
So you see how the light plays off it like a mirror ball, or like so it's basically like, have a look at this, and you're like, oh wow, that's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Basically, the developers like, put that in. People will think that's fancy.
Yeah.
They'll be like, wow, look at this engine. And we'll be like, yeah, we did that. I can't remember off the top of my head how you send him to space, because I remember being very frustrated with doing it before I decided, like maybe asking a few friends before the internet was more, like before I used the internet more. But again, it's one of those sort of achievements that you, once you've done it, you feel quite...
Yeah.
I spent all this time trying to just launch it. That was a good one.
Okay, yeah, that was all the Easter eggs that we've had from you peeps. They were quite...
What a bounty we've got!
Yeah, Easter eggs are one of my favourite things in games. Absolutely love finding them.
Was this the
And
characters or media or any other sort of game or something?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of developers being like, this is something we really like or respect or just think is funny. Like,
or this is something in current affairs at the moment, we should put that in there.
Yeah. I really do like the Left 4 Dead and Dead Rising ones and stuff like that. They're all really fun just because of how they're nods to each other, and back and forth and stuff. So
it's sort of like, well, they're a zombie game, we're a zombie game. We should probably credit them. I think Left 4 Dead also credited Romero at some point. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Where they've turned around and sort of said in an Easter egg somewhere, like, yeah, George A. Romero. We should probably mention.
Yeah.
The father of modern zombies.
Yeah. There's also the who apparently hates The Walking Dead.
Well, I'm not going to say I can't blame him because sorry, I haven't watched the TV series, but I've been reading the graphic novels. But there's something about the Walking Dead TV series that I don't like.
I've only just started watching it recently, and I really like it.
I don't dislike it, but there's aspects of it that I don't.
Well, he was mainly seemed to be complaining about how popular it was and how zombies aren't good anymore and stuff. And it's like, is that just because your last few zombie films are really shit? Like,
well, I'll say this: running zombies I always find annoying. That's because that makes them scary, but it takes away half of the psychological effect because the scary is their number. It's not about the fact that it's like, oh, well, they shamble, they don't walk very fast. Like, yeah, but every person they kill becomes one of them.
Yeah.
So it's not like a case of, oh, we can outrun them, it's fine. It's a case of, yeah, but at one point they'll overpopulate you. There won't be anything you can do about it. You can run all you want, but they will get there.
Yeah. One thing funny about that, Nick Pesto, one of the random survivors you can do a protection mission for to take into the tower in Dying Light.
Oh, yes.
He is a really annoying character, and at one point, one of the lines he says is, oh no, slow-moving monsters, I'm so scared of something. And he was saying this when he had taken so long it had become nighttime and we were fighting volatiles. I was like, no, they're really not fucking slow-moving monsters. They're really fast and dangerous. Yeah.
Oh, wow, slow-moving monsters, I'm not impressed.
Yeah. That is a point. I didn't think about how much, like, Dying Light does have a lot of shamblers in it.
Yeah,
like
the shamblers.
Yeah, that's the main lot, and I feel in modern like zombie stuff, they are using a lot of like shambling zombies, but they have still made them a little bit faster in the short movements, at least. Like they're a lot more. They seem to be easier to grab onto people and stuff now. Like
it's not just that as well. With this the shambling ones, is like if you look back to Resident Evil, as much as you love it,
yeah.
Is you could shoot one. It's moving slowly towards you, and you can, I can just back up and shoot it. But it's not going down with the first shot. And that's like the same with a lot of zombie games. Unless you land a headshot, usually, it's still going to keep coming, and that's another thing to be scared of because you could just empty a whole clip into its chest, and it's like, no, I'm still coming. I'm not I'm going to run away. I'm unflinched by it. I'm just going to keep running at you, or moving towards you, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no one can forget the classic Easter eggs from things like Doom. Especially with Doom, when you have Romero's head in the final boss.
That is a good Easter egg, yeah. That's one of the top ones that comes up whenever you look up Easter eggs as well. Right, well, that's everything for this week's podcast. So thank you all for watching and or listening. I am Carl Lipscomb. You can find me on the internet as Carl is Awesome on Twitch, YouTube and Twitter. And also I was joined by Josh Crunden.
Hey, you were. You can follow me on Twitter at Josh Crunden. Keep eyes out for a YouTube channel at some point. There isn't one for me at the moment, but there will be one soon.
We'll advertise it on here, obviously.
Also check out, if you're into airsoft or want to get into airsoft, check out 1066 Airsoft.
Or set up a competition against them and shoot at Josh.
We've got one this Sunday. So that should be fun. But yeah, there's that, and that's me out.
Yeah, so...
Mic drop.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Effective.
No. Yeah, so you can follow Robot Punch Gaming. So follow Robot Punch Gaming on Twitter at RBTPunch and check us out on YouTube. Oh, for God's sake.
Yes.
Sorry. Check us out on YouTube to find the podcast videos, and also everyone who's part of us, all our videos get put onto the channel there. So thank you all for watching. And I don't have a quote, so we'll see you next time.
Also, check out the Easter egg somewhere in this video. There is one.
Hi guys, it's just me here again at the end of the episode. I just wanted to thank you all for listening or watching, depending on what you did. Just want to say, after we recorded, I still got a lot more people messaging in about Easter eggs and their favourite ones, and so I'm sorry if your one wasn't listed in the episode, but we got quite a few in there anyway. And there were some that people listed that were really obvious to me and that I really should have remembered, even for my own stuff that I just loved. One of the most notable ones to me was the Fallout 3 and New Vegas Easter eggs, which I have no idea why I forgot about those. Probably just because I have a terrible, terrible memory. But yeah, there were some really good ones in those games. Obviously, in Fallout 3, the most notable ones are the aliens and the crashed alien ship, and the alien pistol, I think it was, just in the vanilla version of Fallout 3. But yeah, in New Vegas, there were some quite good ones as well. You did have to have the Wild Wastelander perk turned on to actually get them. So they were a bit limited in who could actually receive them. But that just made them a bit more harder to get hold of, I guess, even though it's just a switch you turn on at the start of the game. But you do have to restrict yourself from having something else that might benefit you in the game by having that turned on. But yeah, there was one just by the starting area of Good Springs, which was a fridge with a skeleton in it and a Indiana Jones style hat, obviously referencing the latest Indiana Jones film, where he avoids a nuclear bomb by hiding in a fridge, which wouldn't work. So I have no idea why they put that in there. But yeah, it's quite a fun joke that they put in New Vegas, hinting that someone tried to do that in the Great War and didn't turn out so well for them. Also, annoyingly, after this recording finished, the Ghost Girl Easter egg that we were talking about, that we had no idea what it was about, and I was trying to do as much recording, as much looking up as I could at the time of finding out what it was, but I couldn't really find anything. That same evening, about an hour or two after that we finished recording, I just stumbled upon an article, without looking for it, about Ghost Girl. And yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. Just going, it starts in X and Y, and also then she's in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and it's just a random ghost girl that comes up, that appears when you go in one business building in X and Y, and she says something. She just floats along and then sees you and says, "No, you're not the one." And then in Omega Sapphire and Alpha Ruby, I think that's the right way around, is it? I can't remember. Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby even, I think. She is at a gravesite, and when you speak to her, she says, "No, you're not the one." So it's quite a thing, and loads of people. There's loads of not rumours. There's loads of speculation about what she's about. Personally, I believe she's going to be something in the next game, and she's looking for the trainer that you'll be in the next game. But there was loads of other theories and stuff that's going around, and you can find that online. There's loads of loads of articles. There was a article that I found. Can't remember who it was by. I just saw it on a group that it was shared with me on. I think it may have been Kotaku, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you can find that stuff online, so it's kind of worth having a look. It's quite fun. And other things, I just wanted to promote ourselves a little bit as well. So obviously we said our Twitter's at the end of the episode. You can follow me on Twitter at @KarlisAwesome, and Josh on Twitter. That is at @Karlis_awesome. And Josh on Twitter is just at Josh Crundon. But you can follow the podcast in more ways than one as well. Obviously, we're on SoundCloud, so if you want to listen to us rather than viewing our faces, which is obviously YouTube, if you look up Rope Punch Gaming on there, you can find all our videos, the past ones and present and future ones when they're released. Obviously, it's not time traveling. And you can find the rest of our YouTubes linked through that as well. But yeah, you can find us on SoundCloud. Subscribe to us on there, and please like any of our stuff as well, and share it with any of your friends. That really would help us out. If one person of everyone that listened to us shared, we'd double our audience straight away. So, and then there's also iTunes, Stitcher, podcasts.com, which we're just getting on now as well. So if you listen to them on there, or many other podcasting apps and websites that just aggregate from RSS feeds. You can also find our RSS feed as well online, so you can get us through that and just link us up into whatever listening device you use. Just like, subscribe and share, I guess, is the main thing. So thank you all for listening to episode 70 of the Road Punch podcast. I'll wear your face like a fuck. So thank you all for listening to episode. So thank you all for listening and/or watching to the Road Punch game. Was that right? Yeah. So thank you all for listening. So thank you all for listening and/or watching the Road Punch Gaming podcast. So thank you all for listening and/or watching the Road Punch Gaming podcast, episode 70. Fucking cunt. So thank you. So thank you all for listening and/or watching to episode. So thank you all for listening and/or watching the Road Punch Gaming podcast, episode 70. I'll wear your scrotum like a face mask.